real anger, real bitterness, real sense of they've cheated the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Then
that's
that
interesting.
kind of
My
music will
parochial
happen there.
worldview is such that it hadn't occurred to me that there might be anything happening anywhere else in the world.
No, look for Moscow rock to happen.
Yeah.
That'll be it.
Chinese, do you think that could happen?
Any culture that really has the patience to eat with chopsticks isn't really going to produce punk Chinese, isn't that right?
Although,
Buenos Aires, Brazil, you know.
Yeah.
There is, I mean, you know, it's very near the edge in Brazil. I mean, it's all. What's extraordinary about Brazil is, though, you know, that terrible crime, misery, wildness going on, it produces the samba, which I love, but the most mellow thing.
Shall we dance a little bit? There's nothing wrong with two men enjoying a dance together by
the samba, by the Tower of London. Nothing whatsoever.
I suppose what you want to know is, did it matter? I mean, was it important in any way? Is there a lasting effect? Is there a reason for the fuss that it still seems to cause, for the importance that people of a certain age still seem to place on it? And I suppose the only answer I can give you is, what are you asking me for?
I think punk is everlasting, and it's looked back upon as a fantastic time by people who weren't even alive or involved in it, because people recognise it as being the change of everything.
Don't know what I want, but I know how to get it. I want to destroy, boss it, because I want to be.
Yeah, man.
What do you think?
Sex Pistols, innit?
Oh, you heard it before?
Yeah.
Okay, and do you like it?
It's catchy.
Do you think punk has had any influence on what you do?
Yeah, definitely the rawness, like you're saying, because boy, they really don't give a shit.
It's an unlimited supply, and there is no reason why.
The influence is seen in practically everything, really, in culturally. Fashion, certainly, music, definitely in the visual arts.
All those people that grew up in that time just felt invincible for a while, and they felt just fab about everything. And any time, any part of history that can do that is just good for the soul, and perhaps their children will have a bit more of a wider outlook on life.
I've got two daughters, and the eldest one's 23, and she's just about to join the police force. So if you're going to rebel, I think that was the only way she could rebel, by joining the police force.
The punk legacy is absolutely in place, and it's just looked back upon now as a fantastic time, a great relief to all of us. And if it hadn't happened, well, you can only imagine how awful things would be.
And coming up on the left of the bus will be our final stop on this, the first punk tour of London, the Dublin Castle pub, Camden. Not a place which is necessarily that closely linked with the history of punk, but certainly, I suspect, one that will be linked with its brilliant and promising future. If you would care to disembark, making sure you leave all valuables behind on the coach for the driver, you will find yourself enjoying the first ever gig of the Fat Punks.
I am fairly uncomfortable about the feelings that I sometimes have for that period, you know, because it can't be reclaimed and it can't be relived. And so a lot of me feels like I should just move on from it, and sure, enjoy the music occasionally if I want to, but it's more than that. It is really like I want things to be happening like that again now.
We're the Fat Punks. All of us are over 40. Most of us have our waist over 40. Now this is one that we wrote ourselves for you in mind. It sums up a certain state of mind of men of a certain age who can't get over their youth. And it's called Punk Daddy.
Because I don't lie, because I kiss in the school. He thinks that I like my body, still thinks it's cool. He's a Punk Daddy! A Punk Daddy! He fell asleep back in '78, but when
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here's to middle age.
Here's to sweet sherry.
So, Vic, you were you a punk? You were a punk.
Well, kind of. I didn't call myself a punk, but the movement I thought was a fine movement.
And were you in punk bands?
Yeah, well, we had a punk band. There's a few of us, but we used to change the name every gig, so no one knew who we were.
That's a sensible idea. And what were they called? Give us some ideas of some of the names.
They called it Rum. Jackie Milburn's Terrible Scar, Bobby and Jackie Charlton's Eerie Mansion, The Fashionable Five. But because we didn't really want anybody, we didn't want to be famous.
Yeah, you just wanted to play.
And that's one of the differences. Then you just did it because it was good fun.
He can't pogo for too long. He don't like the modern songs. He can't believe that it all went wrong. Inflate, it's over. Bonded a bit of steady. It's a punk steady.
The punk spirit, the philosophy has stayed with you, has stayed with us?
Yeah, I think you can't shake it off now. It's there for good.
Yeah,
but it was something about it might not just have been punks, it was something about that era and that time.
Would you encourage your children to follow that?
Entirely, yeah. Because it was a freedom of thought more than anything.
No future, no future, no future for you.
I mean, I can't help but think that it isn't happening out there. You know, and I do speak to younger people to try and find out what's going on, but it does always seem like a sort of a retread of what had happened before. Good work. Nice job. Spread the word. Keep the faith. Upset people. Irritate. Provoke. Dismay. Do things. Respect. And you. Good one. Nice to meet you. Take care. It's beautiful.